championship of the world.
I mean, if you really want to get technical about the whole thing, Rocky couldn't carry my jock strap.
I could have said things in different manner. When I said Marciano couldn't carry my jock strap. The other day, I said to the newspaper that Mike Tyson can't carry my jock strap. Are you going to make a big thing out of it?
Holmes had always been credited with being an intelligent fighter, but criticizing fight officials before the rematch with Spinks was anything but.
I learned that these guys get drunk when they go to judge fights.
It was a good idea for Holmes to win decisively after that.
And there was that hand by Holmes, and Spinks in a world of trouble right now.
Most observers thought Holmes had pulled it out with a determined effort. Surprise, the judges didn't.
And still.
And I can say to the judges, the referees, the promoters, the kids where the sun don't shine. And since we're on HBO, that's my big black behind.
And they say, you shouldn't have said that, Larry, on national TV. Well, they did it till they kicked my behind right on national TV. Nobody said anything about that.
Now Holmes has another bad idea, insulting Mike Tyson.
I'm going down in history, not Mike Tyson. He go down in history as an SOB. If he do happen to win the fight, down the line, he's going to destroy himself.
So at 38, Larry Holmes still has the dexterity to put both feet in his mouth. The issue tonight is whether he has the dexterity to fight Mike Tyson. The issue tomorrow may very well be whether he will be remembered for the outstanding fighter he really was.
And so Larry Holmes will try to do what Jersey Joe Walcott did at age 37, only Holmes will try to do it at age 38. A grandfather, and has there ever been one before that fought for or won a heavyweight championship? Walcott did it against Desert Charles. He knocked him out in 1951, but remember, Jersey Joe Walcott never stepped away from the ring as Larry Holmes had.
And he was a knockout fighter who caught his opponent with one great punch. Not likely to happen tonight.
17 years the difference between these two. Second largest age difference in a heavyweight title fight. Of course, Floyd Patterson knocking out Archie Moore, who was then 42 years old, at least. Archie Moore, incidentally, quoted as saying he gives Larry Holmes a chance. Wouldn't you know it?
Well, maybe that's why so much interest is generated in this fight. We've got all the great people out there.
This fight has really brought him out. Celebrity count here probably as big as I've ever seen.
Well, certainly in Atlantic City. Kirk Douglas, who came to prominence doing a movie called Champion, from a short story by Ernest Hemingway.
And that is only part of the celebrity crowd that's on hand here. The heavyweight champions to regain the heavyweight title. Floyd Patterson, of course, knocking out Ingmar Johansson in 1960. The last one, memorable, wasn't it? Tim Witherspoon and Tony Tutt, a dog of a fight.
If I was an editor, I would have to say I'd cross that one out. My general principle.
Hardly falls into one of the great moments in sports.
And 15 years ago tonight, George Foreman defeated Joe Frazier. Tonight, George Foreman's 40th birthday, and of course, he's trying to make a comeback.
At 40 years of age, he considers himself a bona fide contender down the road for Mike Tyson's title. Larry Holmes, incidentally, coming back saying this isn't only for the money. That question has been asked all along. He says it's not only for the money. He says it gives me the opportunity to kick back.
I wonder where Larry is. Is he having second thoughts?
Just playing a little bit of a tactical game. Speaking of playing games, who's that? I know that guy from somewhere. I can't place him.
And right in front of him, Michael Spinks.
So a couple of the boxing greats, I think it's fair to say. Barbara Streisand. Don Johnson, your old tennis partner.
Buddy.
Played with him in Aspen not terribly long ago. And here, of course, perhaps the most familiar face, present company included, I think it's fair to say, in the sport of boxing, and Donald Trump, our host.
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Academy Award winner here at ringside, Mr. Jack Nicholson.
In a sense, Larry Holmes continues to just sit it out, putting everybody, this crowd, not Mike Tyson so much, but everybody else on ice for the moment.
Yeah, in a sense, this big crowd is here as a tribute to Holmes because the promotion itself just has gone out of sight quite unexpectedly by everybody who is close to it. They're really stunned by the response to this, and in a way it's saying, yeah, Larry Holmes was a quality athlete, a champion for 7 years. How many great-looking prospects, short-term champions there were in that time who couldn't sustain it, and this man did, and he is still, judging by this crowd and the audience we know that's out there in television land, regarded as one of the marquee names presently in boxing.
And it's, as you said, actually, really perhaps a case of amnesia, because you look at some of these figures and it really tells you just how good Larry Holmes once was.
Yeah, and here are some of the things he accomplished over a long period. He fought all the guys out there.
Another thing about him, too, is he is an underdog, interestingly enough, for the first time since 1978 when he fought Ken Norton for the title. 23 fights ago. That was the last time Larry Holmes was an underdog, and he is a big underdog tonight. Well, about this time, just in every fight, Ray Leonard, we take a look at the things that both fighters need to do to win the fight. And so why don't we do that now while we await the arrival of Larry Holmes, and let's have your tip of the night in this one.
Well, Barry, the left jab of Larry Holmes will prove to be a valuable weapon tonight against Mike Tyson. Against Ernie Sabers, his jab was so effective, Barry. The reason I say that is because he snapped it. It would snap the head back of his opponent. Beautiful jab, very effective jab. So while he was defending his title against Michael Spink, this jab wasn't present. He was trying to stick his jab out, but he called it. It was that effective. But as you can see here in the second encounter, it was a different Larry Holmes. Probably he trained hard. He was very aggressive. He turned it to a street brawl. I doubt very seriously if he's able to do that like Tyson. Holmes' right hand is always been criticized, but here, against Michael Spink, it was evident there was a lot of power behind a great deal of leverage. Here, Mike Tyson, or as I call him, Mr. Body Puncher, pushed away at Big and did most of the damage to his body. We should pretty much see the same scenario against Larry Holmes. Now, you must stay busy, because what happens when he's not busy, as both his strength and shoulders, he ties the man up. He's become very, very vulnerable to being slow down his rhythm. His hand speed is incredible. That's why we respect about Mike Tyson. He puts his punches together very, very well. Good combination fighter.
Is Larry Holmes going to be able to rough up Mike Tyson? I think that may be the bottom line of this whole fight.
I think we may see Larry Holmes jumping right on Mike Tyson. He has to. He has to initiate some respect.
But can he do it? I mean, what they say, what everybody says is the only way you're going to beat a fighter like Tyson is to move him back. Now, every fighter says, yeah, I'm able to do that. We haven't seen anybody do it yet. Can Larry Holmes do it?
I don't necessarily agree to move him back. He's going to have to frustrate Mike Tyson and commit some mistakes and capitalize on those mistakes.
Larry Holmes is just making Mike Tyson wait. Of course, the challenger is going to come into the ring first, so Tyson's going to wait for Holmes as long as it takes. But Mike Tyson is just getting angrier and angrier. Now, you might think that would behoove Larry Holmes, but when I asked Kevin Rooney about that just the other day, because I kind of thought he might come out, as Ray said, and really rough him up, Larry Merchant, he said, Kevin Rooney said that Mike Tyson is actually better when he's a little bit ticked off.
I just heard something, got a report, that Mike Tyson was so upset because of the stalling of Larry Holmes, he punched a hole through the wall in his dressing room. Can you believe that? Is that anger or what?
I'll have to see it.
I'm with you too, Larry.
What about the old thing that Larry Holmes has been saying, that you leave the battery on too long and the battery goes dead? He says, but you rest it and the battery recharges itself. Do you buy that? Does the battery recharge itself?
Well, Barry, what I've assumed now is the fact that Larry Holmes is trying to relive the days of yesterday, because he's playing the same song that he played years ago. Ain't no stopping us now.
Well, Larry Holmes Holmes is making his way toward the ring now, but interestingly enough, it's not the way that he was supposed to come into the ring, and it just seems that Larry Holmes is doing everything he can just to disrupt things here.
Well, I think that the guy who eventually beats the champion is somebody who has similar skills to Larry Holmes when Larry Holmes was on top of his game. Someone who could frustrate him, make him anxious, make him wild, and have the nerve and the poise to stand in there while the bombs are flying all around him.
Now, let me ask you another thing, Ray. Richie Giacchetti, who, of course, is Larry Holmes' trainer and has been, but for an 18-month period since the very, very early days of Larry Holmes' career, says that Mike Tyson is made to order for Larry Holmes because he's right in front of you and he has to get set to be able to punch. But Kevin Rooney says that Mike Tyson definitely has a lot of head movement and you can't just punch him.
Mike Tyson used to be in front of you, but now Kevin Rooney has him giving angles. He's slipping his back, and all those methods of training has paid off.
Larry Holmes now in the ring.
And Mike Tyson waited about a second and a half, and he almost is running down here.
And you might notice, too, there's no music, no fanfare for Mike Tyson. Goes right along with his outfit. No robe, black trunks, no socks, black shoes, all business.
Talk about let's get it on. He didn't even want to wait that long.
Incidentally, we did have reports that there was a death threat against Mike Tyson. That's all we know. We don't know where it came from, how it was delivered, and we don't even know if Mike Tyson knows about it. There is a look at an angry young man.
Larry Holmes looks to me he's going to fight this man first round.
Don't get exercise here, Ray. Let's not get overexcited. And there is the record of Larry Holmes. Won 48 in a row, of course, before he lost those two fights to Michael Spink.
He's a businessman. He says this isn't a sport, it's a sporting business. That's the way he looks at it. And speaking of all business, Mike Tyson 32-0 with the 28 knockouts. He fights about 4 times a year as champion. He is moving up in the record book, getting up there with some very, very big names in heavyweight history.
He's 21 years old and fighting his 6th heavyweight championship fight already.
And the tail of the tape, we told you about the 17-year age difference. And the weight really not any kind of a factor. Tyson a little bit lighter than he might have expected, but he was 218 the day before the fight. And Holmes a couple pounds heavier than he was in the second Spink fight.
Now that reach difference, 10 inches, might have meant something when Larry Holmes had that straight snapping jab that he could impale an opponent on. And here is our punch stat numbers. This is a device to get a statistical profile of the activity of fighters, and as you can see, the figures are roughly the same. Tyson throws a few fewer punches than Holmes did in the past, but the Holmes numbers are hard to measure because he hasn't been active. And there you see the jabs, Tyson throwing fewer, Holmes, of course, throwing many more.
And the rules for this one, it is a 12-round fight, incidentally. WBA and WBC now 12 rounds. Other than that, they're the rules for just about every fight you see here on HBO. No 3 knockdown rule, and a fighter can be saved with a bell only in the last round. Normally, that's not the rule in New Jersey, but they have changed it for this particular fight. So what's left then is to get it on, and to do that, let's go up to the ring announcer, Michael Buffer, for the pre-fight introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to heavyweight history here in Convention Hall in Atlantic City. Now, before the official introduction, I would like to acknowledge a man here in the ring who is indeed a man of heavyweight history. In 1960, he was an Olympic gold medal champion. In 1964, he became the heavyweight champion of the world. In 1974, he again won the heavyweight title. And in 1978, he became the only man in heavyweight history to win 3 world championships. Ladies and gentlemen, the former 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali! Muhammad Ali! Tyson's and the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino present heavyweight history. This bout is presented in association with the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. It is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard, Chairman Jerry Gormley, Deputy Commissioners Nick DeBallestrari and Lawrence Wallace, representing the World Boxing Council, its President Jose Tulamain and Mr. Dwayne Ford. Here for the World Boxing Association, Legal Counsel Dayton Stevens, Esquire. The three judges doing the scoring for this contest: Rudy Ortega, Nicasio Drake, and Charlie Spina. The timekeeper is Lindsey Tucker. Counting for the knockdown second, Frank Cappuccino. Big ringside position, Dr. Frank B. Doggett. Also in attendance, Dr. Charles Wilson and Dr. Stanley Edit. And the referee for this bout is Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing a white trunk, red trim, and weighs 225 3/4 pounds. From Easton, Pennsylvania, his professional record: 48 victories, only 2 defeats, 34 KOs. 7.5 years he ruled the division as an undefeated champion with 20 successful defenses. Tonight, he's the challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, the man known as the Eastern Assassin, former heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes! Wearing the solid black trunk, weighing 215 3/4 pounds, from Catskill, New York, which is the hometown of the late great trainer of champions, Tyson. His professional record: a perfect 32-0, 28 KOs, 23 KOs in 4 rounds or less, and 16 knockouts in the first round. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
All right, gentlemen, I gave you both the rules in the dressing room. Remember what I told you. I'm here to enforce my rules. Obey my commands at all times. Any questions? All right, take hands. Good luck to both of you.
To me, guys, the real issue here is how Larry Holmes is going to deal with this force of nature in front of him when he gets hurt. Will he just fold up? Will he fight back as he did all through his career? Or will he just hang on?
Yeah, I think that's really been the mystique of this fight this week, and I think that's really what's made it the event that it is. Round one. I called Larry Holmes from my home, and he said that he's great. I would not run for Mike Tyson, which implies he's ready to exchange punch for punch. Ray, I have to ask you, any punch that anybody with an iota of tactical wisdom would go after the body and take away Larry Holmes' leg. You notice exactly, but you see what Larry Holmes is trying to do. He's trying to use that reach advantage. Keep his hand out there and not let Mike Tyson get his punches off. Again, we see Mike Tyson not throwing punches inside. We see a lot of time out from Larry Holmes, and we should see a lot of time out. Holmes does work the body, rather Tyson works the body earlier. Again, Larry's preserving those legs. He's not doing a lot of dancing, a lot of movement, but you need to see more jab. He's keeping his man off by extending a stiff left hand. Holmes is contradicting himself as far as whether or not he's going to use the jab. Sometimes he says he will, other times he says I don't need it. I'll go to the right hand and right uppercut. Tyson's having a few problems here, not being able to measure Larry Holmes. And I think that's what Larry Holmes has in mind, to try to frustrate Mike and make him run into him.
All right, break out. All right, break out. Mike. How about you break out too, man?
that there's not a snap. Larry Holmes not snapping his jab, but actually, which is seems to be effective thus far, he's extended that hand.
Just holding Mike Tyson off.
All right, bring out, please.
What Tyson has to do, he has to try to do a couple head fakes and work his way inside and work his body.
All right, let go, Larry. Bring out, please.
But once again, the popular school of thought is that Larry Holmes is going to have to back up Mike Tyson. Nobody's been able to do it yet. Left hand by Tyson. Holmes got out of it. Didn't seem to hurt him, though.
What Tyson needs to do is just pick the pace on him. Throw the right hand to the body. Good idea because it's trying to slow the movement down.
All right, let go, please. Let go, Larry. Let go. Step back. Let's go.
Joe Cortez, the referee in this game, ironically, he was the judge who gave Larry Holmes the fight against Michael Spink, the second Michael Spink fight. He could not score in this fight, however.
Tyson will try jumping with the left hook.
In that round, anyway, the landmark avoided the record ball.
You gotta make your jab count a little more. Bend down. That's right. Bend down. Then when you do for the jab, then you come up with it. Then come back with your left hook. Come up, then come back. 3-punch combination. Pop, 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 pop. Remember, pop, pop. Okay?
To the body. Don't bring it upstairs. So use the jab. Behind the jab. Understand?
Larry Holmes only threw 10 punches in the first round, and too many of them in anger.
And just to elaborate on that, by comparison, Tyrell Dix threw 44, and Tony Tucker threw 61.
Larry Holmes is being very economical in there. He's got ways out of managing. Just trying to preserve that strength. A right hand throw with serious conviction by Larry Holmes. Didn't land. But he tried to measure. We see once again the tie out by Larry Holmes. Kevin Mooney, so I wanted Mike to go to the body. This is there by Mike. Strong there.
Kevin Rooney also told Mike Tyson 3-punch combination.
All right, bring out. Let go, Larry.
Remember the numbering system we talked about before the fight that Mike Tyson and Kevin Rooney used.
Larry Holmes must be careful when he tries to evade Mike Tyson because his hands are down, and the way Mike throws those stupid, powerful punches, he make it hook one of those hooks.
Holmes so far going a lot of right-hand leads and a lot of uppercuts.
That basically is abandoning his left jab and trying to actually set up Mike with the right hand. He's trying to time Mike coming in.
All right, let go, Larry. Bring out, please.
Not letting Mike get his punches off and time him up every opportunity he gets. There was another attempt, and fell short. The body's wide open, and Tyson attacks. I want to put an uppercut from Larry Holmes. A right uppercut. He's trying to cover up.
Very close to a headbutt right there also.
What Larry's doing, he's throwing his jab, not with a lot of force, but he's throwing it, and he's waiting for Mike to duck down to come under with the right hand. Right uppercut.
Work on that.
Joe Cortez talking to Larry Holmes about holding. There's a left hook by Tyson.
So far, this is a fight that only the American Medical Association could love. Also, my wife, who hates violence. That she really does.
Take that, you know, one didn't get me
Tyson did get closer to Larry at the end of the round with that wide combination of right to the body and a left that just grazed the mouth area.
Come on. All right, seconds out.
Holmes is practicing what Archie Moore used to call escapeology. The question is, when is he going to start to practice fightology?
Both guys must be extremely careful. For Larry Holmes, he can't move away with those hands down because of the way Mike Tyson punches. For Mike Tyson, he has to be careful of not getting overanchored and coming in, winning those shots because it becomes telegraphed because of frustration.
Tyson using a long left jab, much more than we've seen him do in his last 2 or 3 fights.
See, Larry Holmes started kind of time Tyson coming in. That's the right hand.
Tyson says, no, it didn't hurt. That usually means it hurt.
Again, it didn't happen again there. Tyson must be extremely careful about just rushing in there.
All right, break out, please. Break out. Have some questions. Break out.
In the corner, Tyson complained to Kevin Rooney that Larry Holmes was holding him, and Kevin Rooney disagreed. He said, forget about that. You just go ahead and fight your fight. You see some seven jabs from Larry Holmes. The uppercut.
All right, please. Break out, please. Let's go. Let's go.
Holmes has used every advantage that he has. The height, the long arm, a little bit of movement.
And just waiting and trying to time Mike Tyson. And he has done it a couple of times. Hasn't hurt Tyson, but he has tried it a couple of times.
No question about it. Larry Holmes has studied the tape of Bone Crusher Smith.
Right hand sweep by Tyson.
That fell short. Caught Larry on the shoulder.
Left hand, caught Holmes tucking in, but no damage.
Larry Holmes going to the body. What Tyson has to maintain is his composure. He can't get frustrated.
Break out, please. Let's go.
Holmes doing a lot of grabbing, a lot of clutching.
Again, you see what happened there.
A little bit of an elbow there from Larry Holmes.
Well, actually, when he got about Larry Holmes, he just really trying to upset Mike and get Mike out of this fight plan. I think Mike Tyson can pick up the pace. He's fighting Larry Holmes' pace. The counter shot create a lot of damage.
Holmes was complaining about a low blow, and I think he was right. Joe Cortez says keep up to Mike Tyson. That was a big right hand. Best punch of the fight.
Followed up by another good punch right after the bell. Holmes did do more fighting in that round, but he's playing a game called Beat the Clock. Trying to fight about 30 seconds of each round.
Big one. All right, big shot. Another one. Me. Let him do it, okay? All right. You do it. Okay, all right. Okay, hold on. Let's go now. Come on now.
You gotta do it, Chris.
It ain't over till it's over. This round had its best action right at the very end and right after the bell. Neither punched damage.
Stay relaxed. You can use bend and keep that tight, but keep it bound. Go get behind a good hard jab. When you get inside, no, you got it. Who got it?
All right, let's go. It was Customato who said that sometimes a great old fighter who appears to be shot can pull together one big effort. Look at Larry Holmes. Look at the jab right here. Look at the jab. It's trying to stick out and snap. And the crowd is really into it. It happened from the opening bell. Look at the jab. Now hands it down. He's couple jabs. Watch. This is the crowd now, Barrett. It's fascinating how they change all of a sudden. To hear that same kind of reaction, I think, in another fight out in Las Vegas not too many months ago. Oh, yeah, people changed their mind because all of a sudden, Larry Holmes put up a pretty good fight. Well, we talked about the fact that Holmes one day said he would jab, and the next day said he'd use his right hand and an uppercut. He's done both. Larry got hit by a left hook, Barry, because he stood straight up and wasn't moving and he didn't have his hands up. And that's going to happen time and time again. He cannot afford to do that. Like here, for example, you must try and man up. Let's go, Larry. Let's go. Come on.
Look at it, guys. Let's go. All right, bring out, please. Let's go. You got the hole. Let's go.
That was a right hand, and down goes Holmes from a crashing right hand. The old Larry Holmes would always get up and fire back. But he went against a guy who was a tremendous finisher. And down he goes again from another right. There's a full minute left in this round. Larry's trying to clear his hands while he's walking around. What he needs to do now is he's a tall man up. He can't move because he's not steady. He needs to hold on. It will take every bit of stabbing that this man has. Tries to fight back. Still 40 seconds left. Still on Queer Street. And took another big right hand. 30 seconds left. Tyson's just looking for the one shot. Whoa. 15 seconds left. Tyson says be careful because that's huge right hand. That's the key is. And down goes Holmes, and that's going to be it. It's over. That's all. Mike Tyson looked like a bull in an antique shop. And what he did was he cut down the old grandfather clock. But we did see something of the old Larry Holmes, which was his great fighting heart, something always underestimated. He got within 8 seconds to the end of the round. His leg really buckled underneath him, too, and I wouldn't be surprised if he might have had a little problem there as well. But I think this person really hit it. Mike Tyson is a great finisher. Well, I tell you, Mike Tyson did the right thing as he's done the past. He takes advantage of the opportunities, but you have to give Larry Holmes credit. Larry fought from the heart. You know, when I first said that, he's fighting for this reason, that reason, I have problems with that. But he indicated to me in these 4 rounds that he was really trying to win this fight. And he fought what you'd have to consider a smart fight, too. He seemed to do everything right for the time he was around. Here's the first knockdown now. Let's take a look at it. Big right hand right up on the top of over the eye. It was a short right hand, overhand fight.
that Mike Tyson delivered.
Watch it again. This is still the first knockdown. Set up with the left, and look at that right hand.
It was a beautiful right hand, the way it was executed, Barry, because he threw his jab, stepped inside, and delivered that overhand right. He watched the way that Mike Tyson stepped in. Beautiful right hand. It was almost like a right hook.
And the second knockdown equally as pretty from the eyes of Mike Tyson. This is knockdown number 2 now. He had Holmes off balance, a left hand there, and that was more a cumulative effect than anything else.
At this point, he was wearing Larry Holmes down. And here, Larry Holmes trying to tie up Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, with his incredible strength, he comes up with the right hand to the top of the head.
And Larry Holmes doing what he had always done, and that is fighting back after he was hurt.
Mike Tyson at this point is professional motion. He's not giving up. He's standing right in the chest of Larry Holmes. Larry's trying his best he can because his legs are not really that stable, but he's trying to maintain. And here, this was just the amount of time here. Those shots to the body, some to the top of the head, but here is what Larry was really hurt.
That's still the second knockdown. There was still the third knockdown, I beg your pardon. That was the final knockdown, the third knockdown.
Larry's trying to use his arm, trying to cover up. Here at this point, referee should have stepped in, but I guess it's respect of the champion of Larry Holmes' reputation. Holmes just getting pummeled at this point. That right hand did a lot of damage. Larry's leg get behind him.
Saw his left leg buckled behind him. One more look at the third and final knockdown. And the left hand was just a coup de grace, but it was definitely cumulative. I would have to say that Mike Tyson, from the first knockdown, probably hit him with 15 or 20 unanswered punches. So it's over, and let's go up to the ring announcer, Michael Buffer, and get the official decision.
The end comes at 2 minutes, 55 seconds of the fourth round. The winner, and still the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Well, Ray, I'd have to say that Mike Tyson probably fought as intelligent a fight as I've seen him do so far.
Well, for a while, he was starting to get a little frustrated and a little overanxious, but with the instruction of Kevin Rooney, he slowed down, started going to the body more, and also what Rooney instructed him to do was use his jab, still jab, then get inside. And by the late third round, it was just a matter of time.
He showed a little bit of patience, though. I think he was using a long left jab. He wasn't just rushing in just haphazardly like he used to do when he was inexperienced.
I guarantee you, Mike Tyson learned more from Larry Holmes than he's accomplished through all this fight, because Larry Holmes, is a tactician. It just wasn't his night. And Mike Tyson, without question, should be champ for a long time.
Let's take a look at the total punches in the fight, and they're pretty much indicative of how the fight went. Mike Tyson threw 132 and landed 65, just about 50%. Holmes 30 out of 70. Let's go to Larry Merchant, who is with the champion, Mike Tyson. Larry?
Okay, Mike Tyson, does this mean something special to you tonight? Because Larry Holmes was once an outstanding fighter.
Well, it's great to have the name on my record. But everyone knows Larry Holmes was a legendary fighter, and if he was at his best, I couldn't stand a chance. He was a great fighter. I admire him very much.
He made you wait for 4 or 5 or 6 minutes before the fight started. Would you just think this was a kind of gamesmanship?
Well, I was waiting for him to fight. I know when he fights.
I mean, before the fight even started, there was a long delay in the dressing room. Were you aware of it?
I didn't worry about it, because I've seen him fight so many times, and just watching him fight so many times, I was expecting everything that he's done tonight.
When you got into the fight and you saw his tactics, was there anything that surprised you, that he was just trying to frustrate you?
Well, I knew he was trying to frustrate me, but I'm too seasoned of a fighter at this stage in my life to be frustrated for those particular tactics.
A year ago, when he had an opportunity to fight you, would it have been more difficult?
Well, like I said before, at his best, he was the greatest of our time.
came to third round, he started to drop some right hands on you. Was that really a strategy to lull you and then to hit you with some right hands?
The right hands wasn't landing cleanly. They were only glancing blows. They weren't landing cleanly.
And what was effective for you, do you feel, up until the fourth
The right
round?
hand, I knew I was going to the right hand, but all through his career, he was left up with the right hand.
And eventually that proved true. Was it something you saw, or was it just a question of getting close enough, firing off enough, and hoping for one to get in?
Kevin Rooney was telling me to get close enough for I to land the right hand, and I saw the opening, and I did.
When you knocked him down, did you think that he would get up?
Well, I didn't think he would get up, but he's a game fighter, like I said.
You've seen a lot of films of him. He always got up in the past. Did you think he would be able to fire back? It looked at one point.
I knew once I got him hurt, he was finished.
That you're saying that other times he was knocked down, the fighters didn't know how to finish him?
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's take a look at the last knockdown, and please describe it for us. Right.
Well, at this point, I knew he was very hurt, and he was fighting back. So I knew to throw everything at him. So I didn't know what he did. Even though he was hurt, he was fighting back, and it was very dangerous. Even though he was hurt. Now you see right here, he's throwing punches, so I'm trying to land. I'm throwing everything. Boom.
Were you afraid that he was really hurt, or had you turned away and knew that it was over by that time?
I knew it was over, and I knew I didn't hit him with hard enough punches in vital areas to put him out or hurt him permanently.
What kind of feeling do you have now that you're over this hurdle?
Well, like I say, it's just another obstacle to my goal is being champion as long as possible.
You've said in the past that the fight is the easy part. Was this the easy part tonight?
Absolutely, yes.
I said before this fight, this is a ceremony in which the torch is going to be passed from the great old king to the great new king. Do you feel in some way that's when you said earlier it's a good name to have in my record, that's what that means?
Absolutely, yes.
The king is dead, long live the new king.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Larry.
And back to ringside.
Well, so Mike Tyson has
circle time up, make him miss. And what I did wrong was waiting for those fifth round, because he usually gets tired around the fifth round, waiting for that instead of going out and boxing, thinking about saving my energy. And when I started work, I wanted to go inside and I got hit, you know.
You know, you fought the big guys, big punchers, Ernie Shavers, Ken Norton. How would you rate Mike Tyson's punching power?
Well, I got to say he's a sharper puncher than the other guys. The other guys punch much harder. But he's a sharper puncher, you know. Hit me right here on the forehead and knocked my delivering off, and that's all. You know, I just didn't have no more balance.
Did you study the tape of Bone Crusher Smith and pretty much pick up some of those tactics?
Yeah, well, you know, working around with somebody and working with the main guys and the good sparring partners, you know, pick up a lot of that. When they come in, you tie them up, simple as that. But where I made my mistake is starting to get ready to work. Go to work with him inside, and you know, he caught me with a right hook.
I think the big question is this it or?
Of course, man, this is it until someone offers me a lot of money, then I'll come out.
Are you saying if you're offered $5 more million, you're gonna go back to the ring?
We take it in consideration, but we have to look at my finances. And right now, I don't have to fight anymore, Ray. I didn't have to fight this fight, but I wanted to come back and try to prove something, try to prove a point. I didn't like the way they dumped me in. The WBC was the only organization, legitimate organization that really stood behind me. I went with the IBF. The IBF didn't stand up. You know, everybody knew I beat Spinks, and then they walked away from it. And the WBA really never ranked me, period. Only one organization stood up with me, and that was the WBC. And that's why I was fighting. If I'd have won the title tonight, I would have threw them other belts away, because it didn't really mean anything. I support the WBC, and I'll continue to do it now, even though I'm retired. And that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to get back at something that someone took away from me. Not needing the money. Everybody knows that I'm rich and I invested well. But it was something that I wanted to do. And besides, you know, I made $3 million tonight, and that's not nothing to sneeze at, you know.
What was it, all the money for you?
Well, money plays a big part. If they'd have said do it free, Ray, they wouldn't have me out there tonight. I mean, let's face it, you know, for the money I'd do it. And I got to say, you know, giving Mike Tyson credit, you know, he's better than I thought he was. At least he punched better, and he is a true champion. They can talk about Spinks all they want, but this boy is just he's very hard to hit. He's awkward, very awkward, and his punch is very good. So in my book, he's a champion. I think he can go down as such. I wish him good luck. But, you know, as we all go along, you know, somebody eventually will get us, and they got me tonight.
You know, like when I decided to make that comeback, it was just for Marvin Hagler, but for you, it was different reasons, wasn't it?
Of course, Ray. You know, I didn't like the way I went out. I didn't like the way they done it to me, and you know, I wanted to come back and show. You know, but you know, at 38 years old, the long layoff, it kind of hurts. But I have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm gonna hold my head high. I'm gonna still love my family, and I'm gonna have a party tonight, and I'm gonna have a party tomorrow night. So who cares what people say about me? You know, I'm going to laugh all the way to Lafayette Trust Bank or Pillsbury National at round one. We're going to have a whole lot of fun at round one, Ray Neeston. And Ray, you can come up to that word.
Dear America, the story of Vietnam like it's never been told before. Premieres Sunday, April 3rd on HBO.
I've never seen anything like it.